Greetings everybody, I am home in Minnesota and I'm over at the Mall of America and we're going into Nickelodeon Universe. Let's roll that intro. We begin our Mall of America adventures over at the Twin City Grill, where we used to come all the time, but we haven't been here in a long time. I don't know, I'm excited. And we had to wait a little bit, so we had to put our name on just kind of like a wait list. They're gonna text us. Wait a little bit, so we just popped over to Bath and Body Works. Ma, what'd you get in the hall for Bath and Body Works here?
I got some hand sanitizer. I'm known for that.
Yeah.
This one is called Winter.
Winter, good hand sanitizer right there.
Twisted Peppermint.
Oh, Twisted. Oh, okay.
Very twisted. And this one is called Ocean. So when you go back, I can think of you. I could spray it away and you can smell it.
If you did that right now, I might need a new camera. We're walking into the Twin City Grill. We're not going too far back, thankfully, but it's a really beautiful place, and I can't wait to show it to you. Let's start by taking a little peek at the menu here. Look at all the drinks for anybody who's interested in something like that. Oh, they've got homemade lemonade? Oh, that's nice. That's a temptation right there. That's what you call one of those sweet, sweet temptations. Then, on top of all this, oh, yes, she's already looking at the desserts. She's already jumped. It's hard to see with the light. There's a key lime pie. I'm always interested in key lime pie, because I never know. Caramelized banana split. I don't know. They also have their daily specials over here too. That's what I thought she was going to show at first. Oh, New York style cheesecake? Oh, another temptation. All right, let's see if we can look at this menu here together. Here we go. There's so many lights, so many refractions. You guys, I'm doing it. We're doing it together. Oh, see, if you come here and you've never been to Minnesota, you could get some wild rice, because that is a Minnesota delicacy.
And walleye.
And walleye, that's another thing we're known for up in these parts. I still, you know, I'm kind of boring though. I haven't been here in ages, and I kind of just want to try the cheeseburger. I've been eating a lot of cheeseburgers this trip though, I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's just who I am, all right? Oven-dried tomato flatbread. Yeah, but yeah, the prices aren't that bad at all, actually. It's really, fairly priced. It's been so long since we've been here. Can you believe it? I don't know how long it's been. Maybe 10, 15 years?
Longer than that.
Yeah, it's a long time.
You were pretty little.
I was a wee little lad. So our lovely server Jake talked to us about the kind of fish and chips, fish fry basically. It's walleye from Red Lake, Minnesota. And guess what? It's fresh, never frozen. So if you really like that, that's there for you. Also, they have an almond crusted, which we kind of glanced over before. If you're into that sort of thing. But then he started talking about this baked spaghetti, which Ma got really excited about. She was like between that and lasagna. But I think the thing that's really exciting for her, for all of us, is that the bread is here. The bread is here. And she loves the bread. And she's got, hey, look at this. She got that, it's perfect. It all ties together. Oh, I'm excited. The bread has been buttered, and she's ready to try it. Here it is. Pretty good? Is it warm?
It's warm.
It's warm, okay. And is it fluffy? What is it? Dense? Talk to me.
It's like homemade.
Oh, it's like homemade?
Like grandma made it.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's good. And speaking of homemade things, that's a great segue into this, the homemade lemonade. Ooh, now it's my turn to try something. Just coated my hands in the winterberry ice from Bath and Body Works right there. Also, not sponsored, but Bath and Body Works. Did I say Bath and Body Works? Bath and Body Works, right? That's what it is. Bath and Body Works. If you want to sponsor me, then I'll be able to say the name correctly, and in the future, we'll have a deal. But anyway, I'm trying out the homemade lemonade. Whoa. Okay, so it's made with pure cane sugar. You can definitely taste that. And as someone who's gotten into the lemonade making business just for myself, by hand, it's very hard, this is really good. This is actually really good, especially for being here in Minnesota. I don't know where they're getting their lemons. Good job. Life gave them lemons, and they made some lemonade. Wow. It's really good. To give you guys kind of a feel for the vibe here, you see kind of the wine over here. It's kind of like old-timey. My mom and I are trying to figure out, it's like, I don't know, it's supposed to be like 40s or 50s kind of style. All the servers are dressed up. So it's kind of like in between like more of a regular dining establishment versus like a fine dining. There's not like white tablecloths or anything, but there's a lot of like love here for Minnesota because it's the Twin Cities Grill. There's Mom enjoying her second roll, but also we were looking at this Lake Minnetonka's up here on the wall, and then also the great Minnesota get-together, the Minnesota State Fair. It says it's in St. Paul. Technically, the fairgrounds are where? Is it St. Paul? Is it true? Okay, it's truly St. Paul. So yeah, they nailed it.
Lakes are known as the land of 10,000 lakes, but we actually have 14,000 plus lakes in Minnesota. A lot of scenery like that.
Yeah, like this is why people live here. If you're ever wondering, it's for that. Because in the summer, which is like sometimes only 3 or 3.5 months, people rush to the lakes, and that's all they do. They hang out there as long as they can. Because it's gorgeous. It's wonderful. No place like it. We'll start over here with Ma's Baked Spaghetti. Oh my goodness, this looks kind of like lasagna, but it's baked in this kind of cubicle format. Love that presentation though. Isn't that great? Even got it to spin. That's so good. What other dance moves does it do? Can it backflip? Oh. And then also over here, I just got that classic cheeseburger with these crinkle cut but salt and vinegar fries, which I am genuinely excited about. Yeah, I just got it straight up because I haven't been here in a long time, and I want to just try it out. All right, you want to do the first bite on camera? Oh, she's got her baked spaghetti. She's ready to go.
And I find it very interesting because somehow they've compressed it in so that I thought it would maybe just fall apart.
Yeah, no.
But there's something else going on in there.
There's a congealing agent. Yeah, maybe. Very good.
Now I have to dissect it so I can make it at home.
Yeah, exactly. You have to reverse engineer it. I'm going to try the baked spaghetti as well. I think it's Parmesan cheese that holds it together. That's my guess. If I had to dissect it that way. Also, now it's time for the cheeseburger, which I'm also very excited about. But seriously though, it's like homemade spaghetti, but turned up just a little bit more. Like a little bit fancier. Has a nice finish to it. Ooh, I'm getting fancy. It's got a little bit of a bite at the end that makes you want to keep biting more of it. So I think that's very effective. No? That's cheeseburger time. Here we go. It's great. Great. I use the term solid a lot. This is not solid. This is a step above solid. This is fantastic. I'm very much a fan of that. And now one of these salt and vinegar one fries. Oh my god. These are killer. These are killer. There's a lot of seasoning on it, but it's not overpowering. And if you like the sea salt vinegar stuff, it's that, but not too much. It's been too long since we've been here. It's so good. And more rolls. More rolls. More rolls. A little update there on the baked spaghetti. Apparently, it has like 5 cheeses in there and an Alfredo sauce that holds it all together. Our waiter said he tried to recreate it at home and it did not turn out that way. So, I don't know. There's people out there who are probably watching this like, yeah, I can totally make that. If you do make it, send me a picture. I want to see how it turns out because I don't even know where to start with that for me. I'd be like, and as I've told people in the past, especially on the streams, I'm a spaghetti-o kind of guy. So, I don't know how you take a can like that and turn it into a cube. Maybe like a trash compactor? This is the type of humor you're hanging out here for, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I want to show off some of these cool Minneapolis facts because I'm just so proud of the state I'm from. It's so cool, and because it's the Twin Cities, if you guys don't know this, Minneapolis and St. Paul, it's not only Minneapolis, they have St. Paul on the other side that you can see too. And there are your St. Paul facts as well. I'm trying to cover both. So again, the Twin Cities, the 2 major cities here. Now St. Paul is actually the capital of Minnesota, but Minneapolis is bigger if my memory serves. It's so cool. Also on the hallway to the bathrooms, you can see all these old-timey photos that show a bunch of Minnesota throughout the years. And it's so cool. It's like the history and heritage of the state and this really cool big map of the state. Oh, I love it so much. And yeah, for people who don't know, this is Wisconsin here. And then Canada's up over here. North, South Dakota, and then Iowa would be down here. So yeah, It's a pretty big state. Oh, and also for people who don't know, Lake Superior. Biggest of the Great Lakes. It's just so cool. It's so cool. Oh, by the way, we are... Oh, hey, Anoka, it's my hometown. Ah, Anoka's right there. I love that. Okay, we're down actually over here. But Anoka, look at it. I love you, Anoka. We were talking about walleyes before, but also muskies are a big deal here. The muskellunge. Muskellunge, there it is. It's massive fish, but they have a few of the other ones up on the walls too. It's a beautiful space. Really, I love the dark wood and stuff. It used to be like, hey Jake, thank you. Used to be one of those things where it used to be like, I thought darker as a kid. I can't recall. It used to be like more dimly lit here, but it's just so bright and fun now. The best part about it, this lady right here. So the time has finally come, everybody. We are going into Nickelodeon Universe, and believe it or not, you know, all of it is inside this massive building. Look at this. It's huge. I don't have the numbers, but I'll tell you this much. It's over 100 square feet. I think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's true. But yeah, we're gonna kind of look around at some of these things. Now, the problem is they don't let you take a camera onto any of the attractions. But I'm gonna try to get you up close as much as I possibly can to show this off. Because again, I don't know how to impress upon you that look over here, that's the second floor, that's the third floor. The mall is massive. So this is like 5 stories tall. And you can actually see the snow up on the skylights. Yep, that's Minnesota winter for you. Now, for any die-hard fans of the channel, especially back in the Critical Reviews days, you'll know that this was actually one of the very first things I ever filmed on. It's kind of sneakily. But yes, we filmed this with a GoPro. And my brother-in-law and I got horribly, horribly wet. It was a whole thing. I don't know what makes it Yule log, but I guess it's more of a Christmas theme. But back in the day, this used to be Camp Snoopy. So everything here had this kind of like Northwoodsy vibe, and everything, for the most part, was Snoopy themed. This, not so much. This actually was a bit more Paul Bunyan themed. And I think Paul is still up there with Babe and the Blue Ox. Yeah, it's cool. And the theming here is actually really, really good. I love it. And that drop, though, used to freak me out as a kid. But we'll get up a little bit closer. It's really not that bad compared to what I do nowadays. There they go. The drop itself isn't really that steep. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know, 40 feet maybe? Something like that. And yeah, it's a weight issue. If you put too much weight in the front of this thing, you're gonna get water up and over. But it looks like the logs are different than the last time I went on it. Oh, it's a temptation. But also look, there's a moose over there. Oh, there's a moose. That's so cool. I really like that. And you'll see it from time to time. If we wait long enough, we might see them come through. I heard yelling. There must have been another drop. But the roller coaster actually cuts through here. There's this big roller coaster that cuts throughout the entirety of the whole park. And that's really cool to me. When it was back at Camp Snoopy, it had a different name, but this thing is like the original Guardians Cosmic Rewind. I'm just kidding. But it's this kind of like spinning coaster that also is Mad Mousey in nature. Kind of intense. I think I could do it normally if it didn't have the spinning, but the spinning would be the death knell for me and the rest of this vlog. But look at them go. But it is also a very quiet day here. We came at a really good time. There's like nobody here. And it's just nice. I love walking around this place because I used to come here as a kid, and it's still here. It's still a thing. And especially, even though it's indoors, it's the best at night because it's all dark in here. You know, they have it lit up, you know, in some spots, but it feels much more like you're out in the forest, which I can appreciate. But yeah, they cram stuff in here. It's kind of nuts. So now it's the Fairly Odd Coaster. Yeah, I think it's a good description. Looks like we have some simulator options over here. Fly over the North Pole, if that's what you're interested in. But also back in the day, the Mystery Mine Ride. This used to be a big thing. Like, whatever the Mystery Mine Ride was, at least in my family, it was like, whoa, that was a cool thing you got to go and do. Look at it, you see the mine. So I believe that's also a simulator style attraction, even though how cool would it be if they had the space for an actual big attraction that looked like this. Like, look at that. It has extreme mystery. It's like snakes eating skeletons. That's fun for the whole family. Also, oh, there's that coaster I was talking about. There they go. Yeah, they're gonna go all around this place. Like, seriously, everywhere around here they will go. It's pretty cool. But what I wanted to show you guys was this massive attraction that they were just breezing by. There they go. Have fun, guys. Man, I haven't been on that in ages. It used to be called the Ripsaw back in the day. Now it's like the Pepsi Orange line or something. But this thing right here, this is like this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ride now, okay? Oh, they have little pizza stuff over there. That's great. That's a nice little bit of theme. Anyway, but back in the day, this large metallic monstrosity was known as the Mighty Axe. And this thing was really intense. I don't know if I ever rode it. Basically, there was like a giant, it was like you were on the edge of an actual giant axe. And this thing will take you up and like spin you around and move up and around and stuff. It was really intense. It was big and it was red and you couldn't miss it. They have changed it a lot. Now you are basically one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with a little flying copter gizmo. I'll show it to you now. It's still pretty intense, but it's so cool that it's still here and that they worked it to make it fit in with this Nickelodeon universe theme. Here they go. This is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shell Shock. I want to call it Shredder's Revenge, but that's a video game. Yeah, this thing is just like, it's just crazy to me. Like, where'd they even come up with this? Like, the Mighty Axe in the first place is that way, but again, like if you watch it, if you look up here, they have the big counterweight. It's going above my head, like right now. So they're flying above me. Like, look at that, the clearance and everything. Like, come on. Come on. It's just, it's crazy. Like, they just flew up and over me. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, so not nearly as intense as Mighty Axe used to be. Because that was a whole other thing. Wow. Yeah, because basically, like I said, Mighty Axe will get you all the way up there, and then it will like spin you upside down for a bit, and then bring you back down. It really was a whole thing. The only real question I have for everybody here is, who's your favorite turtle? And why is it Michelangelo up here? I'm just kidding. I don't know. I love Raph. I love Leo. I love Donnie. I love them all. Oh, great. And you know what? I also love Shredder. And this is like a version of the Turtles that was on Nickelodeon a while back. So Shredder's got like these super massive claws. Oh, it's pretty great. But yeah, I got this cool little entrance and everything. Nice bit of theming. That's good. And you have to be 48 inches to ride, so keep that in mind. One little fact about the Dutchman's Deck, which is this, you know, got the ghostly gangplank, the anchor drop, the barnacle blast, all that stuff. This is like a ropes course that I've actually done. And they have this zip line here, and you can fly above people, or you can kind of hover above them. It's pretty intense. But if you love SpongeBob, you know, they've got SpongeBob's house, but they also have a Bikini Bottom Plunge, which actually has like a 90-degree drop in it, because you go all the way up, all the way. They hold you. They're like gonna go touch the snow. I know the marquee's in the way, but just believe me on this. Trust me. And then they're out. Look at that. Looks kind of intense. I think I can handle that one though. Now, Ghost Blasters is a remnant of the Camp Snoopy days. This was like one of those cool shoot 'em up dark rides. Think like Buzz Lightyear, Astro Blaster, or Space Ranger spin, if you will. But yeah, this one was always like, ooh, it's mysterious. What's in there? It's still Ghost Blasters, and that's still pretty rad. And look at these queue lines today, baby. These are walk-ons. I love it. I want to get a better angle on this Bikini Bottom Plunge. SpongeBob and Patrick, they're freaking out. And also, I think this is like that underground world where everything's all messed up. I don't know. But just like, look at that. Look at this. This is intense. But after that first drop into the loop, it's not that bad, doesn't look like. That's not so bad. It's a fun time. Yeah, probably no for me though right now. You also need to be 48 inches to ride this attraction. That's 4 feet for people at home if you don't like doing the math. And trust me, I don't like doing it, but I'm gonna do it for you guys. But yeah, maybe I'll come back and try this at some point. I do this over the Fairly Odd one though, in a heartbeat. The Pepsi Orange Street, that's the name of it. I just want to make sure I knew the name of it, because back in the day it used to be called the Ripsaw. So you get like kind of the sawing, the lumber, all that stuff. It kind of played in together. But also they have this like Rugrats bumper cars that's super cute, just kind of tucked underneath. It's nice. It's just, I don't know, I just appreciate it for all the stuff they have in here. And they also have a carousel, which every time I see carousel, I think Disneyland, and then I think of Griffith Park and all that stuff. So that's here. So you got your classic attractions like that, and an actual Ferris wheel that is, I'm not kidding, like Ferris wheel, like a legit Ferris wheel. Like that's the size of a Ferris wheel in this building. Like, that's pretty impressive in and of itself. Here's a little history for you. This is the back of the Barnyard Hayride, all right? But back in the day, because it was right next to the old Ripsaw, this was called like the Buzzsaw. And the weird thing about this, I used to ride this a ton. It just goes in like a circle, up and down and around, that's all. But it used to go the other way. I swear it did, and they flipped it around. I'm pretty positive it used to go this way, because I rode it a ton as a kid. And I think that's right. Unless my memories are just flipped and I've lost my mind. But yeah, I used to come to Camp Snoopy. I'm like, look at all this. It's so cool. It's like indoor, outdoor. You know what I mean? Ah, it's so nice. And I think these plants are all real. Like, this is, it's really cool. It is really cool. Now, I can't showcase off all the attractions, like I said before, because I can't actually ride them with you guys. And also, it looks like a lot of them aren't running right now because either they're doing maintenance or there aren't enough people to actually ride them. So I can't really like show you them functioning. But I'm gonna show you the highlights, at the very least. These because the big rides are going off right now. And they look great. Oh, Aang. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked, didn't it, buddy? The original Avatar. Yep, for all of the younger folks in the crowd, this is what we knew as Avatar back in the day. It's changed a bit now. Oh, look at, see, I told you that roller coaster goes everywhere. It's following us. But yeah, so this is like a weird big surfboard ride where you go like up this one side and then down and then up that other side and then down. It's that kind of intensity. But because I love Avatar, I love looking at the flags. You got the Fire Nation, you got Earth Kingdom. So cool. It's great. And they've got, oh, they've got the water tribes, and then they've got the air nomads. Okay, they've got it all. They've been thorough in this. But yeah, so this is the Avatar Airbender. That's just what it's called, Avatar Airbender. Right here. And again, 48 inches. It seems like a lot of these you need to be 4 feet tall to ride. So keep that in mind before coming down here. If you're 4 feet, you're probably gonna be golden. Here's another angle on Avatar Airbender. It's all about the physics, you know? Start them off a little bit. It's the Air Nomads versus the Fire Nation, baby. Oh yeah. Aang and Zuko. See, like, you spin, but you also, you know, you go back and forth. It's, the addition of spin on things, that's what gets me the most, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just hold it, you can see, like, the speed at which they're moving, it's quick. Like, we're moving the palm trees nearby. Should have palm trees. Okay, and look how close it is to that roller coaster track. Like, they really cram this stuff in. It reminds me of Disneyland, like in Tomorrowland, you know? All that stuff, or at least in Fantasyland, just stacked on top of each other. It's like the roller coaster is their monorail, which is pretty great. So low-key, Diego's Rescue Rider, which has been here for a long time, used to be like a school bus, is legitimately kind of freaky. It's like, the sensation of sitting down like that and going like backwards, up, and then down is, it's crazy. It's a little bit like, it'll throw you. But again, everything's just tucked away. So like, you can get kind of lost in here. There's some dead ends, but also this sort of thing where it's like, they've got the little train. I loved the train. Loved the train. Isn't that cute? They just tucked away in there. So there's a bunch of kind of like rides for, you know, I think the optimal age is anywhere from like 3 to like 12 or 13 for the most part. It does cater to families pretty well, except for those bigger thrill rides. Like I said before, you gotta be 4 feet tall. But yeah, again, just Avatar Airbender, look how high up that goes. And they have their own little kind of power tower too. So all this stuff just kind of smushed together. You can really get a feel for how much they utilize the space here, and I respect it. Harkening back to the Dutchman's Gangplank, this is where the zip line ends. So you have to hit that target, you know, more or less, but then you go back and you go all the way back, all the way down there to the green. And yeah, at first I was kind of afraid, but we were here on like a Saturday. There's a ton of people. So I had this moment where I was like, I am now floating above all these people. So I was on a little bit of a power trip, and I was like, hello down there, hello. It was amazing. I was like, look at me, I'm flying. I was ziplining, or falling with style. That's what I was doing. Falling with style, baby. They also have a little play area over here, but you actually have to be shorter than 52 inches to play. But you have to be at least 42 inches to go in there. So you can go play on little trucks and stuff. My nephew would be losing his mind right about now. Also, if you are into the arcade scene, they still have that here, and that's pretty cool. Pretty extensive arcade, it looks like. But also on top of that, if you love M&Ms, they've got you covered. They've even got the peanut M&M kissing the glass, which is equal parts funny and terrifying. Isn't it though? But yeah, so if you love M&Ms, you can go in there, get all of your M&M apparel and candy. Here's the other, like, this is the shredder-based one. Now, back in the day, this was the area where I believe the Screaming Eagle used to be, which was very similar to that Diego's bus that we just saw, but even more intense. Now, there's this thing. And again, it's all about the spinning. Like, look at how crazy that is. That's a lot. I'm feeling the wind off that. I'm not kidding. That is, like... And there's the roller coaster again. I told you guys, it's everywhere. It's incredible. Oh my goodness. That is pretty great. That is pretty great though. I won't ride it, but it's pretty great. There's kind of a brief overview of what you can see at Nickelodeon Universe here at the Mall of America in Minnesota. I enjoy it, I like it, you know, it brings me back to when I was a kid, and a lot of the rides are still here, they're just in different formats, or like some of them, they've gotten changed completely. So there's a few that are like that, but a lot of it still remains. The bones of Camp Snoopy remains here. So if you're ever interested, they'll pop on by. You know, I'm promoting Minnesota because guess what? It's my favorite state. Am I biased? Totally. But objectively speaking, it's the best state. That's the best with you guys. Either way, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you appreciate this kind of weird, like, it's a theme park, but also like a restaurant review in the same vlog. Kind of like a Disneyland thing. But yeah, I usually cover Disneyland and Universal back over in California. So I was like, I'm gonna be home, and people are like, you should cover some stuff back home. So it's gonna be one of those videos, and I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you taking the time, and also a huge thank you to the patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me. And until next time, just remember to adapt and overcome. Bye-bye. Your patience has been rewarded with a bonus bit of me hunting down Naneth, aka Mom, in Barnes & Noble. Alright, here we go. Okay, new fiction. Ma, you here? The ice ghost? Oh, no, she's not by the ice ghost. Alright, so, okay, we're just checking places off to start with. We're gonna find her. Side note, my mom is an author herself, but I don't think any of her books are in here. So, I don't know, otherwise I'd be like, we gotta go see how many of your books are selling today. And just stand there, be like, oh, I like this one, this is a nice book, you know. Which book was that? Oh, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I wasn't pointing at one. Someone would use that against me in the future. Oh. If my mom was in the manga section, I would be thrilled. If she was like holding this, like a little My Hero Academia, I'd be like, oh my gosh. But the hunt continues. Don't get sidetracked, Joe. Don't get sidetracked. Fun little fact about my mom. She used to get kind of access to books before they went out to the public back in the day as an educator. She'd go to these kind of like little conference things, and she got to read Harry Potter. She brought the Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone, depending on where you live, back to the house and had us read it, because she knew it was going to be a big deal. And she's like, that's going to be a big thing. And that was right before it really blew up. So every time I think of Harry Potter, I think of Mom, because she was the one who kind of showed us as a family. But if you want, you come over here and get sorted. That's okay. I know I'm a Gryffindor. Yeah, rock out Gryffindors. Can you just smell the parchment and the paper? Feels like a library in here a little bit. I was looking. I was like, oh, there she is. We found her. She's checking out. Now it's time to see what she ended up getting. Ooh. All right, I found her. Now, what did you find at Barnes & Noble? Oh my goodness. It's a leopard or something. It's so cute. You're not a cat person, though. I am not. But you like big cats? Asher is, so don't tell him. Don't tell Asher. Okay, Asher's gonna love this. Yeah, he loves cats. It's the one dark mark against him. That's okay, though. I know. But I saw a young man with this in his arms, and I thought, I have to get it. Okay, did you get any books in there? I did get it. It's like, oh, I went to Barnes & Noble and I got a stuffed animal. They have a lot of stuff there. Oh, yes. Grandma's favorites. Grandma's favorites, a taste of home. Good stuff in there. That's cool. Good find. Good find, Nev. That's great. And it was on sale. It was on sale? And then... Oh, we have more. But wait, there's more. And there's your map. Oh, Mac, little Ireland book. There we go. Because you guys have been to Ireland. Remind you of old times. What? So I can't show much, but I can show this. Oh, organic dog treats. Yeah, so food recipes, yes, and the little molds that come with it. That'll be exciting. So we're doing a TV show. And yes, we'll try to link that for you guys. We're working on a local TV show where we're going to be making some dog treats for Ranger Boy. Yeah. Sweet Ranger. So you had a good haul. I had so much fun. Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for sharing. You're the best. You want to say bye to everybody?
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Well, it's past that now.
Last Christmas.
Uh-oh.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Have a wonderful 2022.
Yes. All right. We love you all, and I love you most. Bye-bye.